Hello everyone and welcome to the first podcast here on the channel. Today we have our first guest, Coolmark.
Hello. Thank you for having me, Artie.
Yeah, thank you for being here as well. We're just gonna go over a few topics here, and this is the first time I've ever done a podcast. I just came up with the idea recently, and I thought it would be pretty cool to invite some guests, some big people in the critical ops scene, or maybe some small people as well. Definitely leave your comment down below on which people you would like to have on next, or some other ideas you would like to have added to the podcast. Anyways, we're just gonna start off with the 1.9.0 update here on the critical ops, pretty much the game itself. And wow, let's just start off with the patch notes. It looks like there has been something added called a room code, which room owner thing with a bunch of commands. And I don't know. I think this is a pretty cool thing. What else? What are your thoughts on it, Coolmark? With the whole state of muting players, freezing them. What do you think could be done with that in the future?
I think it's probably one of the best updates they've ever done. As far as this feature specifically, the commands you can see it's very much aimed towards esports, right? So adding co-room owners, basically, it's allowing another mod to have control of it, pausing rounds. That could be good for technical difficulties, right? So if someone disconnects in the middle of a match, you can pause it instead of having everyone play at a 4v5 or a 4v4 or something, right? And then restarting matches, it just makes it so much easier, right? Muting players if someone's being really toxic, freezing players, maybe during pause time or freeze time, you can do that. And then you can force a player to change a team, which makes it a lot easier to get everything set up, so you don't even have to wait for them to do anything. So it's just overall making it much easier for esports, but then also for if you want to run custom games, if you want to do specific, like a viewer game or a hide and seek type thing, I think it'd be really cool to kind of have that customization as well.
Well, one of my big issues with starting up games is when people have to reset all the time. And when they added that reset match button, I was so happy. I was like, damn, finally. Now everyone can just go into that team and we can just click on the button and it would just be clear. Everyone would start off fresh. It would instantly be able to start the match, which is one of my favorite features in there. Do you have a favorite as well? Or?
I really like the restart match. I think I'm starting to actually like the force player to change a team, because half the times they'd be on a different team or there'd be incorrect players, and you can kick players too. So if someone joins and they shouldn't be there, you can just kick them and they can't join at all. I think also
won't ruin
the special commands. That's a really cool one for me, because let's say the game crashes or something, and you have to reset it back to what it was before, so there's some technical issue, right? You can basically make it to the exact point that people were at before. So you can get rid of HP, you can get rid of money, you can give them equipment, you can set the health up. So it's really making it very customized for both tournaments and for just custom games. So I do enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I'm also really glad they added this. I'm really also waiting for something new, we all know there's the spectator client that some people have a control over when you have to sign stuff. But if they were to, improve the spectator, I don't know, I've asked this before, but they kind of gave me some feedback as in that it might give hackers an easier time cracking it and maybe be able to have some kind of, I don't know, some weird stuff. I don't really remember it quite well, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut on that. But I hope they'll add something later on with the spectator mode, where you have more information on the screen. Just right now, when you're spectating a player in a custom game, you can only see the team that you're spectating, but it would be great if they could add the red dots, the perspective of the player, or just overall general spectator perspective of as a player. So I think that would be very cool to add later on the custom games as well. What are your thoughts on that idea?
Yeah, I think that's good roadmap for later, but I mean, they have a spectator client and they really only want to give it out to certain people, because there is a lot of ability to cheat in the game. If you have the spectator client, you can see the very base code. So if someone knows how to code, they can do a lot of hacks. So they want to keep that as secret as possible, but I think they're working on making a better spectator client for the future. And then ultimately the whole goal is, I think, to push it out for the public, because right now it's pretty private. Only certain people from CFE can use it, but once they make it secure and they make it less vulnerable to attacks, I would say then they could, more community tournaments could have it, because right now it's just official tournaments that have access to it.
Yeah, true. I was about to say, I think it's around, the reason was around that, because I did ask that before, because I was very curious why they couldn't just add it all, because it's just another feature, right? But no, there's security reasons, and, you know, hackers could abuse that. Anyways, I think that pretty much summons up the whole room coding thing, like all the commands, of course, setting health, money, those are just extra things, giving equipment as well. But anyways, let's head over to some more information here. The Critical Pass Season 17. What is your opinion about the new skins? I already have my opinion, but let's just start with yours.
I honestly haven't really played them that much. I'm just literally gonna pull out my iPad. I've been
all right.
Yeah, I need to pull out and see which of the skins look the best. I mean, honestly, the skins are whatever to me now at this point. I think I have my favorites, but none of them are going to be from this season or this pass or this case or lucky spin, in my opinion. It's just, I think the coolest one in this season 17 pass, maybe the I like the whole energy lineup going with the TRG and the MP7, but I think they're all okay. I mean, the AK Golden Tiger looks pretty good. I haven't gotten that one yet.
Same.
But I don't think anything really special sticks out to me. I think the M4 Avalanche also looks pretty nice. But other than that, there's like not too many things that really stick out to me. I think the best one in the Buccaneers case is definitely the Flintlock from the MR96. I think that one's the coolest one.
Yeah, you think? Let me take a look at that one as well. You know, that's actually a genuinely good looking tier 7. I hate that tier 7 from the GSR. Or is it like a tier 6? Let me see. It's a tier 6. I hate the compact. I know it looks different, but it's just ugly. I don't know why. I just hate it, but they've nailed it with this one. Like the Flintlock tier 7, like you can see, of course, it's an upgraded version of the normal revolver. But at the same time, they've also added like a little bit of a skin-ish look, you know, with the golden pattern and the silver part, the metal finish. I don't know what kind of material has been used in this gun, but it definitely looks great. And I also really like the fact that I hope it's not gonna work just like the Flintlock, or just like the gun you have in the new event, of course, Defend, because there you have like one shot is one kill with like 200 HP. So it would be kind of dangerous if they would have added it as in that. But yeah, as a skin, this looks pretty great. I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, no.
But out of the pass, if I have to be really honest, I don't really see one standing out. Of course, I really like splashy and looking skins. You know, I actually think some of the lower tier ones, from the MPX, for example, the icicles, icicles. Did I say that right? Icicles?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's the icicle. Yeah, icicles. So I actually think that looks way better than the AK. I have to be honest. If they put such a skin like on the AK, that would actually look sick. I think the Golden Tiger is awesome, but I don't know. It's a little bit more too dark. But that's more like my opinion, of course. So you can do whatever you want with that one. But yeah, nothing really like stands out dramatically. Like oh my god, I really need that skin, because you already have so many skins that you've. Yeah, we have had so many passes with so many awesome skins like the Nova. We also had the Dwarven Gold, which looks pretty awesome. The Ivory, which is not in the past, but it's still an awesome. There are just so many great skins already that it's really difficult to find a better one. But I do really think it's a nice touch as well.
Yeah, no, I would say so too. I don't think there's anything that sticks out too much in this pass, but yeah.
Anyways, going over to the third part of our news, High Operatives Buccaneers has arrived. This part where they have added this new game mode called Defend, which is now, for at the moment of recording, just available for like about 21 days. And yeah, it's basically like a Defend limited time event where they've pretty much combined the deathmatch aspect and the diffuse aspect, which I think is really cool. I don't know what you think about that, like having a score and a kill count at the same time. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's pretty cool. I actually haven't played this one at all. I'm not gonna lie.
No, you haven't played it? No. Oh no. That's gonna be difficult to give an opinion about.
No, yeah.
Well, basically, I'm gonna try and explain it. Maybe you'll like it. So I'm sure you've played the new map Shanty, right?
I've played that.
At least you've. All right, cool. Don't you? So imagine like the A site. When you plant the bomb, it instantly explodes. Basically, that's the whole thing. You on the T side, you have to try and plant the bomb, but the CTs, they have to kill you, and they respawn, you respawn. It's like that match. You respawn at your spawn point, but the Ts have to try and plant the bomb, and the CTs have to try and stop that. And the CTs don't have that. You know that weird like nade? It's not the same nade, but it's like a weird nade. We had that in the last event as well, where you had to go around with a knife, with the sword, and this weird nade. It's like a mini nade that makes like a weird noise. You throw it. They use the exact same nade, and yeah, the Ts have that, but the CTs don't. So that's also very funny when the CTs just try to knife through it. You just throw one of those bombs against them, and they all just perish away, which is also very funny. And there's also something else that they've added in the game mode, which is you can basically regenerate your health. You regenerate throughout the game. So if you got some damage, if you're on the T side or the CT side, you basically just regen, which I think is pretty cool, actually. It's a nice touch, because we haven't really seen anything with like regeneration. Like normally it's, of course, you get hit, you're screwed, but in this case they've completely changed that. So yeah, you plant the bomb, you don't have time to defuse it. It will instantly, like after 3 seconds, it will just go off, and Ts win. If CTs get the most amount of kills, CTs win. If the Ts get the most amount of kills, the Ts win. But at the same time, the CTs have an easier time because they're defending. So kind of balances it out. They both have the same guns that have one shot with this pistol. You know, the new skin for the GSR, or which you just saw.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
CS7. They use the exact same gun there, but you can only shoot once, and that one time you shoot, it's a one hit. You're dead. So yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. So do you think you can kind of create an opinion based on that?
Well, I've been playing it for the past, I don't know, like 2 minutes while you've been explaining it. It's a pretty fun. I would say it's pretty fun game mode. Yeah, you got to be pretty precise, which is not good for me because I'm not very precise when I shoot weapons. But
no, sometimes I also mess up on that part, so you're not the only one.
Yeah, no, this is a fun game mode. I feel like it'd be good if you could play it with your friends, right? If you get like, if you could do like a 10v10 custom game mode, that'd be pretty sick.
Dude, it would be so crazy. Like, I actually think about it. You know those little like hay kind of like buildings? You can actually wallbang through them. I'm not joking. You can
That's
actually
pretty
just wallbang
sick.
through them. That's pretty awesome. So if you try to get some wallbang kills in there, go ahead. And also, maybe if they add like mini tournaments with like one site, this one's perfect. So
yeah, no, this could be a really good event for like a community event, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I really like this map. It's a great addition. Like, we haven't really seen like an island type thing, so everything is so new. And something else, it's like I don't know if it's the Easter egg or not, but on the T side, are you on the T side or the CT side right now?
I'm on the T side.
Okay, so on spawn, there is this fish. So if you go all the way back, there's this fish, and I heard this from a friend of mine named Nekivs. He also gave this information to me in a video I recently uploaded. But putting that aside, there's these fish boxes where you have fish inside. If you shoot at the fish, there will literally come blood out of it. So I guess that's a kind of a cool detail they've added in there. Like, normally you don't really pay attention to that, because you normally pay attention to the aspect of the map, like how the map goes and which way you can go, which way you can't. But I think it's pretty cool that they've also added like a small detail there. Like, even if it's this small, like, at least they paid attention to it, so you can kind of see like, hey, maybe something else could be added with that as well. You also have like a shark behind. Yeah, you can't really see like any particles. You can basically shoot through the shark, so the shark is kind of just chilling there. So yeah, I think that basically summons up the whole Buccaneers event. Of course, you had the cases, and we all know the tier 7 flintlock. You got the from the deep, from the bot. Yeah, we already talked about the skins. They're pretty sick. We can all agree on that. So I think that pretty much summons it up. Do you have anything else to add? Something else you've just spotted or noticed that happens a lot in the game mode? Or
honestly, people getting knifed is kind of like a hilarious thing, because like you have, it's a one shot, one kill, but if you miss, you're basically doomed. So
unless you're on the T side, you still have a nade up your sleeve.
Yeah, but you know, some of us aren't the best with that.
No. That's just.
But it's okay. Yeah,
I think it's okay as well. All right, well, let's go over to our last part of the news, which is one of the biggest controversies I've seen in a while. We've also had some other controversies that were very big, but this one is from another dimension, which is the state of the weapon view models. Now, have I seen some comments? I've also seen like just every corner of, even I was triggered about when this happened, because I was playing the beta, and at first it was awful. I'm telling you, I don't know, Coolmark, have you played the first beta, like, before it even?
Yeah, I was not a fan of it.
No, I was. My eyes, like, they had no vision. And when I you know the Super 90, dude, it literally blocks the whole screen when you switch to it. It's ridiculous. So, of course, I of course wanted to see, like, their part of the story. So I was actually curious, why would they do such a thing? And it just basically is because of the phone players not having the advantage. But then I thought about myself, like, hey, yo, why wouldn't you just change, like, give us the option to change it based on our own, like, taste? Of course, you have, like, of course, everyone's going to set it to the smallest one, but if you set it too small, you're not going to be able to see it because your hand is covering a part of it. Like, some people have that hand covering on it. So, I don't really know why they wouldn't, like, add that, but for some, like, competitive reasons, because they want to make it fair for everyone. But then, at the same time, if you play CSGO on a bigger monitor, you also see more, so might as well just cut down the refresh rate from 120 to 60. Like, I don't really see the reason. Like, I do get that hardware might, like, limit some stuff here, but at the same time, it's not the game's problem, it's the user's problem. So I don't know, what are your thoughts on it, Coolmark? I think it's just, like, in my head it's a mess. The execution, they have kind of fixed it, but it's not, it just doesn't feel this, it doesn't feel the same to me.
No, I don't think they really implemented it the best they could. Like, if you inspect some weapons on the iPad, they go off the screen. That to me shows poor game design. And if they want equality, you know, I understand their point here is, I understand they're trying to have a solution, and I'm not here to just criticize. I'm here to offer a solution. Mm-hmm. The solution is make the iPhone view model as small as the iPad one before.
Yeah. So
just scale it down, because the iPhone view model, or, you know, the phone view model, let's say, you know, you also use Android, that one was really big. Why don't you just make it smaller? Because at this point, when you're looking at your various guns in game, it's just too big. You know, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't look good on the screen. And if you were viewing it from a competitive, you know, perspective, it doesn't add to anything. It actually takes away from the game. Yeah. So, you know, in regards to fairness, I would say make them both the same ratio, but just scale it down. Don't scale it up. Scale it down. And you can make that pretty, you know, I'm not sure how hard development-wise that is, but I imagine if they did it for the iPad, if they scaled it up, they could probably just as easily scale it down. And, you know, maybe I'm wrong there, but I think scaling it down, or at least giving an option, seems to be a better option, or a better solution, because people were very annoyed. And I mean, I also think it was kind of a strange thing that this was something that was mandatory, but everything else in the update, they had like a slider for. You know, you have the ability now to do game changes, or, you know, I think some of the other things that were, you know, able to change, like the improved joystick shoot and scope aim buttons, right? Those are an option. Those aren't forced upon a player, whereas this was forced upon everyone. So, like you said, the slider is a bit difficult. So for like a temporary solution, I say they just make it all smaller, make the iPhone one smaller and make the iPad one smaller, both of them. And then, you know, in a future solution, make it a slider, because that probably makes more people happy.
It definitely does. The moment, like, I don't know, I completely agree with what you say here. Like, giving the option to give us, you know, the option to adjust the view model, or of course make it downscaled on the phone so it's as fair as the iPad, which is, I think, one of the best ideas if they don't want to give people too much customizability, because they don't want to, like, give people, like, hey, so for example, the casual players would probably not know how that works, and they'll just don't have a lot of vision, and they'll just get pissed about it, while the others have a lot more vision, and it just turns into a mess. And I think, yes, this is the other option, of course, to just downscale it. I don't know, again, developing, we have no idea what we're talking about, but we do know that if they can scale it up, you know, there might be a way to scale it down. That's pretty much, I totally agree with that one. Anyways, one last thing that I wanted to add to this as well. I've seen some clips going around as well from people that you know, when they walk through, for example, you know, connector on Grounded, you know, connector between a mid and a site. There's this corner you can sit. Normally you would be able to see that there's a player there, but because your gun is so big and so in the way, I've seen a clip of someone actually missing a player, even though it was on the map. He was checking connect and he just couldn't see him because his gun was blocking his kind of like right side. It was he actually got pissed because he was like, where did I get shot from? And then he watched his recordings and he just, I don't know, he wasn't having it. So I definitely think like this upscaling thing really hurts the way we have adapted ourselves to the game. And yeah, I hope they'll fix it, man. I have faith that they'll fix it. I'm trying to stay positive here as well, but always when they add things and it's controversial, I always adapt. But this time, I just couldn't adapt, and I still can't adapt to this day to this view model. So this is something else. This is something beyond our reach. So yeah, I think that's something. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really have anything else to say about it. But yeah, I think that pretty much summarizes the whole 1.19.0 update. Of course, you have some small additional tweaks that they've added, like this weird. Let me just go back to the control. I think it was in the controls. You have this like release a scope button to shoot and hold scope. I hated that. I just instantly turned that off. Maybe there's some people that like it. I don't know. Leave a comment below. Do you like it, Coolmark? You like the new release scope button to shoot and the hold scope button to aim? Do you like that stuff? Or
I think it's for players who are transitioning from other games. I think that's like an option in PUBG and like in Call of Duty. So that might be a way to open up the player base to have more customizability over how they play the game. But once again, it's customizable, right? It's not like we're forcing everyone to do that. So
no,
that's the thing.
Cool. I think it's cool that they've added that. You know, there are always people that like a different style, so let them have it, of course. Now, another thing, I always say like the last thing, but like, another thing just shoots into my mind. There's this thing like people that are left-handed. Imagine if they just add like a left-handed control, like you see your weapon on the left side. That would be sick. Because I'm guessing there are a lot of people left-handed in this community that have the gun on the right side. I think it would be pretty cool if they could add that at the view mode. Now that they can adjust the view mode, I think they can just like swap it, like yeet it to the other side. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think about that one, Coolmark?
It's probably harder than said than done, but I think it would be
amazing.
It would be, I would say, useful. Not really necessary, but it'd be cool to see that. You know, I don't think really anyone gains an advantage or has a benefit from it, but it does like kind of show that they're trying to be more inclusive, even if it's just left-handed people.
Yeah, I think maybe later on, as updates go on, maybe if they run out of like ideas at some point, maybe, I'm just saying, maybe they have like a lot of time and they're like, hey, you know what, let's just add this one in there as well. Why not? You know, just as a small extra thing. So yeah, I think that finally summarizes the whole 1.9.0 update. So I think that's basically it. We're just gonna go over to the next one, upcoming circuit. This October, I have no idea. I actually thought it was over, but I guess there's like another section to it because I've seen some points coming up. They've added like points, and they have like a number 1, number 2, number 3 player, and they've like added points based on how many wins they've got. I don't really know what's going. Do you know what's going on over there, Coolmark? Because I've not really followed the latest news on the circuit apart from September, I think. Or was it the month before? Because I think they're planning something else, like to finalize it. Because they did put something about October in the planning. Is it a worldwide thing, or was it still a regional thing? So
for October, it's or at least I think for October it would be a world. It'd be like the finals. Whereas in September it's more so focused on regional stuff. So you can see, I think each team has like their points and ratings, and then each player has their points and ratings and stuff. So that, I think that's what you're referencing there, is showing like, oh, this player is performing well, this player has high impact versus, maybe another player doesn't have as much impact. So yeah, I think that's is that what you were asking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just shows like which player is performing better in each region, and then you can kind of see, based on how many maps they played, how many kills they have, what their impact is. So it's a pretty kind of cool way to analyze the game and see, which players you should look out for when you're watching the matches.
Yeah. And also another thing that has also been popped up a bit, just a little bit, not really huge, but I have heard from some people that with the whole, again, going back to the view model, that they're kind of, not all of them. I heard like some friends of mine have said like, hey, Arde, don't you think like that this competitive change could have an impact on the upcoming tournament? I don't know what to answer to that, because everyone has.
Yeah, I think, yeah, of course it would. But I mean, I think it's very interesting to change the game in the middle of like a tournament season. I don't think they should have made this big of a change at this timing. This timing is just not the best in my mind. Because it's like, why would you change something in the middle of a tournament, especially halfway through? That's like, people are used to something different. If you're gonna make the change, at least make it when they're not competing competitively. Yeah, not a huge fan of the timing on this change, but you gotta work with, and I think a lot of the players have already expressed their concerns to developers. So we'll see what comes out of this one here.
Anyways, I've also got the brackets here from the EU side. Here are the brackets for the third EU main tournament. So there are going to be 3 EU... Wait, hold up. This is new for me. Hold on. I need to check this fast. So you got 3 main tournaments. Main tournament 3, EU qualified teams. So they've basically selected a bunch of regional players again, or regional clans. Hold on, what's going on over here? I think it's going to... Are you sure it's going to be worldwide?
For September?
No, October. This they're talking about October, or they're talking about September, because this was on Twitter on September 12th or 9th. They have put out the main tournament for NA, for EU, etc. I think this is still regional. Never mind. I'm getting ahead of myself.
That's why.
Excuse me on that one. I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyways, they're still going on with the qualified ones. And how many do you think are going to remain? I think like 4, maybe 4.
What do you mean? What do you mean remain?
How many teams are going to remain per region?
Yeah, it'll be the top 4 from each region.
I think it would.
That play in the finals, and the finals is still a regional thing. It's just you have a bigger prize pool essentially.
Yeah, it's just gonna get bigger and bigger, and like the whole round 15K is just gonna the number is gonna get closed.
Yeah, basically.
Do you think do you have any specific do you have any clans you're like, hey, those ones are? I'm guessing those ones are gonna win. Like, who do you think is gonna win this one out on the NA side? Since you're from NA, maybe this would be easier for you to answer. If you want me to send the picture, I can send it to you.
No, I have the picture.
Oh, okay.
I think it's interesting that at least on the EU side, I don't see Violent GG there. I'm like, where did they go? Because they were two-time grand finalists, and they're not here. So I'm like, okay, that's weird. Rain looks pretty good on their side. For NA, I mean...
it's difficult.
Let's see. Who do we have here?
I've seen some great stuff coming from the NA side of Elevate. I know I'm in the Elevate clan, guys. I'm not biased. I'm being serious here. Saints to Angels as well. I've seen a lot from that clan. So
yeah, I think the teams to look out for are Hammers, Saints to Angels, Merciless, and Elevate. I think those are the ones to most look out for. Possibly IFL or Sector 7, I think, but maybe I haven't really seen much from Sector 7 lately. So.
I think maybe there's just gonna be this one underdog that's just gonna beat everyone to death.
Right, yeah.
Imagine you're watching like your favorite team that just got 13-0 through every single team, and then they get smacked by just a clan you've never heard of. Of course, a clan you've never heard of, that doesn't mean any negative about the clan. I'm not saying that clan, just because you don't know the clan, means that it's a bad clan. So you gotta watch out with that one. Always watching out with because a lot of people, when something like grows in community wise, like people expect it to be really good, but you also got to watch out for those underdogs, because they can sneak up and change your whole mind and just flip it upside down. Because basically that. Anyways, I'm just going to take a look at the EU side. Since I'm from EU, I think this would be easier for me. Let me see. Okay, so we got Vijorius, or Too Easy 4, S2 Nameless. Yeah, something went up for S2 Nameless. I've seen some controversy that also happened earlier on another community tournament called Dreamers.gg, where they also participated, and they had a very stable team. And they were in existence, but then they had controversy between them, like one of the main players, between like something with XZ and like Cheeseman being mad. They've said that it's private. I don't know what's going on. If I were to know what is going on between them, I would still not say it because it's private information. So putting it there. But they're together now again. So, lol. I don't know what's going on with S2 Nameless, but I hope it's stable. I think it is. I mean, we have seen. I don't know if you have casted tournaments with or seen tournaments where you have seen Cheeseman XE or Adam Q together, or you don't remember, Coolmark.
I haven't seen as much regarding the other side, the EU side of things. I don't keep up to date as much with the competitive scene maybe as others do. There's too many changes. So a lot of the times I'll see people change. I'm like, okay, cool. The first time I'm seeing this is on the tournament because you know, you switch clans every 3 days. So I mean, it doesn't really matter to me.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna give my guesses here then. I think S2, if they were to be stable, if they don't have any like toxic behavior towards each other, if they're cool again, probably yes, they'll make it there. Exquadron, I've seen some stuff coming there. Team Grand is very strong as well. Elevate, smashing it. Rain, oh, there's so many good ones. Ruthless, also upcoming one with Tipee, and you got Jennis there as a staff. I don't know, man. I think it's a difficult one on the EU side because there like more than I think like 6-7 good ones. Saints to Angels on the EU side as well, very strong. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna pick some. I think S2, Elevate, Grand, Existence, or Ruthless, or Saint. Yeah, I don't know. This is difficult. I'm just gonna say Elevate, S2, Grand. I'll just say Ruthless on this one then, because I've seen a very strong like team play on their side on some matches. So I'll just go with that one. It's a very difficult one though. It's a very difficult decision, but it is one to make, so whatever. So I think that pretty much just summarizes the whole, like, our whole point of view on the circuit, I think. Is there anything else you would like to add? Something else we might watch out for? Maybe a sneak peek you could give? Of course, if you're not allowed to, don't give it, but if there's something.
No, I don't think I have anything. The info I know is basically the info you guys know, so yeah, I can't really. There's not much else that I can add. I think Artie, you did a good job of explaining it all.
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Well, I think that's pretty much what we have on this podcast. Of course, this is the first time I've been doing this, and yeah, again, big shout out to Coolmark. Definitely check out his social media. I'll be pinning a comment below here with what do you want me to plug? YouTube, Twitter, Insta? Is that good, or you want me to plug some more, or is that
whatever? Oh, plug my Twitch. I'm gonna probably stream on Twitch more often. Twitch.tv/Coolmark. Yeah, that's probably where, you know, I'm probably gonna be most active on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I want to start doing more streams on Twitch, but yeah, that's the only plug I want to make.
All right, cool. I'll add that to the list then. Full plugs on a pinned comment. Of course, twitch.tv/Coolmark. I've seen some nice plays from you on CSGO, and you got raided? Something happened. Anyways, I saw that on Twitter, so I'm not really sure. I've actually watched a bit. You got a nice AK skin in your knife. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of common sense around the whole knife industry around CSGO, but if it looks good, I'll call it a nice knife. So it's a nice knife got there, Mr.
Thank you. It's yeah.
All right. You go enjoy that nice knife with the animation. All right. I think that pretty much summarizes it up. Again, thank you very much, Coolmark, for being here. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you have any more feedback, please leave it in the comments below, and I'll be seeing you guys in another live stream or video. Later.